mistakes. Always look back and see what you could have done better, what you were planning on doing, and what succeeded, what worked, and what didn't. Always look back at your games, review, and learn. The secret to chess is not moving, by the way. That is one of the little known secrets. Not moving, more thinking. See everything about your possible destination before you move.
It's really all about your diet. You know, you are what you study. And if you study great players, you play great chess.
If they're attacking your rooks, threaten a queen. If they're attacking your queen, threaten checkmate and pawn. And in all cases, you can counterattack with check as an in-between move. Counterattack, the #1 tool, recommended by grandmasters.
Regularly playing blitz with the... Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, grasshoppers. I just want to mention that Ron did get me in that last game. It all ended, we're going to do a quick recap, where Ron was on the white side of this, and I accidentally lost a pizza out of the deal because he tagged my rook. Doesn't make any sense for me to capture his queen because I need to keep the pieces on the board. I somehow climbed all the way back to 2 minor pieces in an endgame versus a rook. This was in part 1, before the stream ended. I just want to mention that Ron did an amazing job of weakening me. And I managed to get, and I should have captured that pawn. That would have made life a lot easier for me. But instead, this was a blunder. H5 was better. A little concerned about giving him this outpost for his knight. I was really, really concerned about giving him any outpost for his knight. So ultimately, I get to play H5 and make life difficult for him. I could have played H4 straight away. It doesn't seem to matter. Did it? H4 check, King E2, King E6, F4. King H2, I mean King E6, F4. Let's bring this down. In any event, we have a little bit of a break before the next one, but I just want to mention how Ron managed to make me look good in a way. I should have tagged his knight, but I didn't tag his knight. Was I nearly trapping his stuff here? After rook to c2? Is that true? You had to move backwards. I could have forked him. Or do I get an eternal Chekarooski and I don't need to move my pawns on the king side at all? I can just hold this position back and forth. That's what I did not see. I can just hold this position back and forth. Rook to c4, rook to e2 check, because this weakness he has to hold on to. Silly me. I ended up trying to go for what actually happened, forcing him into a bishop and knight mate. Rook h5. Rook c3, same idea as before. Rook c3, knight e5, king f5, bishop f6. Tough call. So here, rook takes g5, and then I worked my way. He actually checkmated me with less than 40 moves. He did a great job. I don't necessarily know all these question marks. We are doing our best to find this mate. He got me into the corner. He could have run me up this way, but it would have been a little faster. And instead, I'm 35 moves away from freeing myself. He worked my king all the way across. It looked as though I was getting away, but I was not at any time. We actually lost the stream right here, I believe, right around here, as he demonstrated the checkmate very nicely at 102 moves. And the last pawn was captured on move number 64. So he did it in 38 moves, roughly. And he did a great job. He got his Rosen trophy. Everything was good. And the first part of this stream, in the first part of this stream, we saw our Lichess recap, which was very, very cool. Your 2025 recap was ready. Eric Rosen started streaming. Is the Twitch working? It looks like it is working to get to Twitch. So we might switch back to Twitch for a moment, if at all possible. That means that I will probably edit and take off the lead chess from Are we not broadcasting part 2? Is that it? Let me just make sure here. Oh, part 2 is being broadcast live. Good. Channel content. Hopefully I didn't end the YouTube stream. This is something that I will learn. Good, and now we will be back for a moment. Over here on the left, the Arshak Petrosian Rapid Arena. I've not yet joined. It starts in 20 minutes. Very well. Do I do a separate stream or do I just start it early? I feel like I could start it early. I'm not entirely positive that anyone will be joining with over-the-board chess this morning. But that's good. It's just a good question as to whether or not any Lions will be in the mix this morning. Let's get a quick plug in for our sponsor. If you'd wish to join the dojo, there we go. Checking to make sure that all of our stuff is working. It does look and appear to be working, so that's good. We now have 3 viewers, both on YouTube and on Twitch, which is good. Thank you, Aaron, for hanging out and being there. I appreciate you. So while we are waiting, we have to do one of 2 things. We actually have to send the message to the rest of chat. This is, let's pull it Rapid now streaming. Copy. Lichess.org. We'll go back to the Arshak Petrosian. We'll advertise to all the members. We have 17 messages. We do not need this one any longer. We'll put this one in here. In 15 minutes. Let's say we're starting in 15 minutes. That way we can get more people into this mix. And it says it's running for 40 minutes, but we might be able to start it just a little bit earlier. Let's do that before we, let's see what the actual starting time, 7:18. We'll make it 08. How about that? And if the Lions do come in, I will extend it by 10 minutes for them. And that way, we will get coffee. Be right back. And we will do some puzzle streak while we're at it. See where we're at. Oh, we're at number 1. Oh, that's tragic. That is so tragic. Mate and 2s. Mate and 4s. Wow. Craziness, mate and 4s. Just seems wrong to have a mate and 4 this early, but we can remove a defender. I'm hoping to get to one that's mildly difficult, right? Removing a defender with line opening. Looks like it's just checkmate, right? Let's get some tunes going while we're at it, while we think about this one. Way overdue for some tunes. We should actually check our
Pegasus SWE said, translate to New York City.
Translate to New York. Good morning, Ron. So we were doing Tommy Untold last time. We're going to go with some happy songs. Why not?
Feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Oh, hold my beer for a minute. I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning. Oh, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything?
There we go. This is a good one to head for coffee real quick. Replenish, refresh.
The secret to chess is not moving, by the way. That is one of the little known secrets. Not moving, more thinking. See everything about your possible destination before you move. Always look back and see what you could have done better, what you were planning on doing, and what succeeded, what worked, and what didn't. Always look back at your games, review, and learn. Studying the game in its entirety is the way to go. You have to develop all parts of your game equally in order to increase in strength, because opponents are going to be weak in various areas of the game, and if you can win 2 out of 3 of the areas of the game, then like on American Idol or any of those voting survivor shows, you will move on to the next phase. If they're attacking your rooks, threaten a queen. If they're attacking your queen, threaten checkmate and pawn. And in all cases, you can counterattack with check as an in-between move. Counterattack, the #1 tool, recommended by grandmasters.
It's really all about your diet. You know, you are what you study. And if you study great players, you play great chess. Playing blitz with Hikaru Nakamura, or regularly playing blitz with someone who literally shows you glaringly what you're doing wrong, like that. There is no substitute for the old-fashioned, just getting slapped across the face when you make a mistake. Just no substitute.
The problem is that right now, I believe that Ron is the better player, and nothing's going to change that. The only person that can change that is right here. If you honestly put anyone on a pedestal, then you're already going to have an experience. You're going to have some difficult experiences against opponents. If you put anyone on a pedestal, then you might as well just hang it up, because you're not going to be able to beat them. You have to take the bull by the horns, find their faults. They're human like anyone else. And that's all you have to do, is raise yourself up. A certain comfort zone soar toward playing correctly, grabbing space, an equal amount of space, having equal chances to win, not letting yourself fall behind in any manner, way, shape, or form by gambiting a pawn unsoundly, like in the Stafford Gambit, but simply playing good chess. There's so many people out there who are studying openings instead of learning how to win the game. In other words, if you are studying the London or any opening variation, how much will that really reward you toward winning a game versus learning specific strategic methods, maneuvers, plays, or honing your endgame skills toward pocketing further points and thereby gaining rating points. I cannot recommend Chess Informant publications highly enough. Despite the nature of the modern era with computing and ChessBase, you can actually receive a digital copy along with your subscription to Chess Informant and receive the benefit of all worlds. And of course, if you invest in other Chess Informant products, such as the 1000 Best of the Best, you'll be able to pick apart the annotations of the 1960s and improve your chess in that manner.
I couldn't just play what I wanted to play in a position. I had to play what the position dictated. In other words, if a plan was organic to the position, it succeeded. But if I try to force my will, let's just say like the 4-move checkmate, then it cannot possibly succeed against
the death of Petrosian. And on that particular Sunday, a young man walked into my establishment and told me that the world champion was dead. It was a Sunday morning. The Sunday morning Herald had the article in it, which he showed me, and I was so shocked. And I asked him, how are you so interested in chess? And he said that his father was the champion of the Berkeley, UC, California chess club. And that morning, I began playing him for 25 cents a game. And if he won, he would get the whole roll of quarters, which would be $10. And after about 3 games, I decided I had had enough, and this could not last. And I said, why don't I just teach you how to play the game? At the end of the week, he came back and he said, either my father is not telling the truth, or Berkeley had a really terrible chess. Aim higher. Set your standards higher. Be better. I mean, you're aiming at a level of player that is more or less intermediate. I already made this comment earlier that players under 2400 are intermediate. So if you aim higher, aim at becoming a better player. Basically, Gotham Chess is an advanced intermediate player. He is hoping to become a grandmaster for a reason, because then he will be a real player. I would only hope to do the same thing myself, as my rating is even lower and weaker. I'm not as good as Gotham Chess yet. I am a hop, skip, and a jump above beginner. Our goal is that everyone should have an opportunity to become a better player. That is far more important than any individual win for rating points, because honestly, when you are a certain strength, the rating points just come and go. If you have a bad day, your rating returns to your true strength on the very next day. So there's no reason, absolutely no reason for anyone to be fretting over rating points or anyone getting help on any particular move, when this is meant purely and entirely for training for actual real life events. Not sure how he's defending it now. I don't think he can defend it now. This is not good. There's even more where that came from. Maybe we could have berserked. Do not berserk. Never, ever, ever berserk.
And of course, the old discovered mate. I would actually like to call this the Reti mate, right? Where he sacked his queen on d8 and played bishop to g5 and bishop to d8 when the king ran to c7, as there were pawns here, rook on this square, knight on that square. So the Richard Reti mate followed by
Start at the beginning. Basically, you're going for an AP class in chess when you study Kasparov or Magnus. And if you've not passed all of your primary school classes, your fundamentals, your absolute basics, which are Lasker, Capablanca, Morphy, Alekhine, then it becomes very difficult to jump into science at a higher level. Piece coordination on a daily basis is always going to benefit you.
Arsenal fan Richie said, those bishops are pretty respectable.
They are, aren't they? Where are you going now? And I get a full rook out of this mess because we set up
Nope,
this
not an opening mistake.
little trap.
crossing my fingers that this is a pawn mate. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. I wanted the pawn mate, and it let me down. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, grasshoppers. We are back. Ron Hay is playing Candle, or was playing Candle. As we continue our battles here, Ron got me back. I think we're even for the day. I slimed him. We do have to check our F4s to make sure that we are okay on the F4 variety. He knows I play this terrible line. This line is actually not that good for white. Wait a minute now. Battery low.
I gotta study or cram, I gotta make up a plan to give me some kind of chance. I gotta enter a new mode or else I'll get KO'd. My life's at a crossroad, I'm ready to reload. I made mistakes, but I learned how to react. I love the chase, but I need a new path to have a chance to get what I wanna grab. A good life has a good purpose, something that makes everything that you're doing worth it, something with a bigger
At all. What is it connected to? I do not know. Let's see what we can do here.